the lands Ur-Nammu established, to violence and strife an end he made. In all the lands prosperity was abundant. It was at that time that in the night-time ENlil had a dream vision. The image of a man appeared to him, bright and shining like the heavens he was. As he approached and stood by ENlil's bed, ENlil recognized the white-haired Galzu. In his left hand a tablet of lapis lazuli he was holding. The starry heavens on it were designed. By the 12 constellation signs were the heavens divided. To them with his left hand, Galzu pointed. From the bull to the ram Galzu his pointing shifted. 3 times the pointing he repeated. Then in the dream vision, Galzu spoke up, and to ENlil thus said, "The righteous time of benevolence and peace by evil-doing and bloodshed will be followed. In 3 celestial portions the ram of Marduk the bull of ENlil will replace. One who himself as supreme God has declared supremacy on earth will seize. A calamity as has never before occurred, by fate decreed, will happen. As at the time of the deluge, a righteous and worthy man must be chosen. By him and his seed will civilized mankind, as by the Creator of all intended, be preserved." So did Galzu, the divine emissary, to ENlil in the dream vision say. When ENlil from the nighttime dream vision awakened, there was no tablet beside his bed. Was it an oracle from heaven, or did I it all in my heart imagine? ENlil wondered to himself. To none of his sons, none are among them, nor to ENlil did he of the dream vision tell. Among the priests in the Nibruki temple, ENlil of celestial savants inquired, Tirhu, an oracle priest, to him the high priest indicated. Of Ibru, of Arbakad the grandson, he was descended. 6th generation of Nibruki priests he was. With the royal daughters of Urim's kings, they were intermarried. Get yourself to Nana's temple in Urim, the heavens for celestial time observe. 72 earth years is the count of a celestial portion, the passage of 3 thereof carefully record. So did ENlil to Tirhu the priest say, the prophesied time he made him count. While ENlil the dream vision and its portents pondered, Marduk from land to land went. Of his supremacy the people he was telling, to followers' gain was his purpose. In the lands of the upper sea and the lands on Kiengi bordering, Nabu, Marduk's son, was the people inciting. To seize the 4th region was his plan. Between the dwellers of the west and the dwellers of the east clashes were occurring, kings' hosts of warriors formed, caravans ceased going, the walls of cities were raised. What Galzu had foretold indeed is happening, ENlil said to himself. Upon Tirhu and his sons, of worthy lineage descended, ENlil set his gaze. This is the man to choose, by Galzu indicated, ENlil said to himself. To Nana, without the dream vision revealing, ENlil to his son thus said, In the land between the rivers whence Arbakad had come, a city like Urim establish, a home abode away from Urim let it for you and Ningal be. In its midst a temple shrine establish, the priest Prince Tirhu in charge thereof appoint. By his father's word abiding, Nana in the land of Arbakad, the city of Haran established. To be high priest in its temple shrine, Tirhu he sent, his family with him. When 2 celestial portions out of the prophesied 3 were completed, did Tirhu to Haran go. At that time Ur-Nammu, the joy of Urim, in the western lands from his chariot fell and died. On the throne of Urim, his son Shulgi him succeeded. Full of vile and eager for battles Shulgi was. In Nibruki himself high priest he anointed. In Unugki, the joys of Inanna's vulva he sought. Warriors from the mountain lands to Nana are not beholden, in his army he enlisted. With their help the western lands he overran, the sanctity of Mission Control Center he ignored. In the sacred 4th region his foot he set, king of the 4 regions himself he declared. About the defilements ENlil was angered, about the invadings Enki to ENlil spoke. The rulers of your region all bounds have exceeded, Enki to ENlil bitterly said. Of all the troubles Marduk is the fountainhead, ENlil to Enki retorted. Still the dream vision to himself keeping, ENlil to Tirhu his attention turned. Upon Ibru the eldest son of Tirhu, ENlil cast the choosing gaze. A princely offspring, valiant and with priestly secrets acquainted Ibru was. To protect the sacred places the chariot's ascents and descents enable, ENlil Ibru to go commanded. No sooner did Ibrum from Haran depart than in that city Marduk arrived. The defilements he too had observed, as birth pangs of a new order he them deemed. From Haran, on the threshold of Shuma, his final thrust he planned. From Haran, at the edge of Ishkur's domain situated, the raising of armies he directed. When 24 earth years of his sojourn in Haran had passed, Marduk to the other gods, of whomever descended, tearfully an appeal made. Confessing his transgressions but insisting on his lordship, to them he thus said, O gods of Haran, O great gods who judge, learn my secrets. As I fasten my belt, my memories I recall. I am the divine Marduk, a great god, known in my domains as Ra. For my sins I went into exile, wandering in many lands, from where the sun rises to where it sets, until I came to the land of Ishkur. For 24 years I dwelled in Haran, seeking an omen in its temple. When will my lordship be restored? The oracle in the temple said, Your days of exile are completed. O great gods who determine fate, let me set my course to my city. Establish my temple Esagil as an everlasting abode, and install a king in Babylon. Let all the Anunnaki gods assemble in my temple house and accept my covenant. Thus Marduk confessed and appealed, announcing his coming to the other gods. The Anunnaki gods were disturbed by his appeal for their submission. ENlil summoned a great assembly for council, gathering all the Anunnaki leaders in Nibruki, including Enki and Marduk's brothers. They were all agitated about the happenings, opposed to Marduk and Nabu. In the council of the great gods, accusations and recriminations filled the chamber. Enki alone counseled acceptance of Marduk's supremacy. ENlil, in anger, proposed depriving Marduk of the bond heaven-earth. All except Enki agreed to obliterate the place of the celestial chariots. Nergal suggested using the weapons of terror, with only Enki opposed. Earth's decision was pronounced to Anu. Enki left the council chamber angry and distraught, smiling to himself, knowing where the weapons were hidden. Before ENlil came to Earth, Enki hid the weapons with Abgal in an unknown place. ENlil disclosed the hiding place to Nergal and Ninurta, revealing the secret of how the weapons awaken. Before departing to the hiding place, ENlil warned them to ensure the chariot's place is vacated before using the weapons. Nergal retrieved the weapons from the cavity, awakening them from their long slumber. Ninurta and Nergal were ready to destroy and annihilate. Nergal declared his vengeance, but Ninurta reminded him to spare the righteous. They awaited the signal from ENlil for 7 days and 7 nights. When Marduk returned to Babylon armed with weapons, ENlil signaled Ninurta to Mount Mashu, where Ninurta unleashed the first terror weapon. Then, Ninurta unleashed the second weapon above the place of the celestial chariots. The two heroes surveyed their handiwork, puzzled by the following darkening of the skies and the ensuing evil wind. They sounded the alarm to ENlil and Enki, who transmitted it to the gods of Shuma, urging escape and dispersal. The evil wind mercilessly delivered death to all, overwhelming the lands from the Valley of No Pity to Shuma. Babylon, where Marduk's supremacy was declared, was spared from the evil wind. Babylon, known as Babylon, where Marduk's supremacy was declared, was spared by the evil wind. All lands south of Babylon were consumed by the evil wind, reaching the heart of the second region. In the aftermath of the great calamity, ENlil and Enki met to survey the havoc. Enki considered the sparing of Babylon as a divine omen, confirming Marduk's destined supremacy. It must have been the will of the creator of all, ENlil said to Enki, revealing Galzu's dream vision and prophecy. Enki questioned why ENlil didn't prevent the use of the weapons of terror if he knew about it. "My brother," ENlil sorrowfully replied, explaining the reasons. "Enough reasons have been seen whenever obstacles obstructed the mission," he continued, highlighting the challenges they faced. Enki agreed, stating the desolation of the first region, the confusion of the second, and the wounds of the third. ENlil accepted Marduk's triumph and suggested giving him the intended rank for Ninurta. "Let Marduk declare his supremacy over the desolation in the regions," ENlil said. "As for me and Ninurta, we will no longer stand in his way. We will depart to the lands beyond the oceans to complete the mission for Nibiru," he continued. Enki challenged ENlil about the consequences of not heeding Galzu's words and stopping the Earth mission when the Anunnaki mutinied. ENlil retorted, and Enki pondered whether the events on Earth mirrored those on Nibiru. "Let us lock arms as brothers, as comrades who confronted challenges together on an alien planet," Enki said to ENlil. ENlil hugged him in agreement and departed. Alone, Enki pondered how it all began and ended, contemplating whether it was destiny or fashioned by decisions. He decided to record all events and decisions from Nibiru to the present as a guide for future generations. These are the words of Enki, faithfully recorded by the master scribe Endubsar, son of Udbar, from the mouth of the great Lord Enki, blessed with long life. Triumph and suggested giving him the rank intended for Ninurta,